Welcome back, everybody. Today's the third lesson or the third week for the data analysis with Python. And most people love cats, and we've been doing on this the cats API, and everybody now knows how to fetch data from APIs. And we start with this lovely API, the cats API. And it has about 67 cat breeds. If you scroll it down, as you can see, you may see somewhere around at the bottom 66, because it starts from 0 totally. Actually, how much? 67 cats. Great. And based on this calculation, 4.7, the weight of the cat, the average cat, the average weight of the cat is 4.7 kilogram, and the lifespan is about 13.75 years. Yeah, maybe I think another best, yes, here 13.75. And this, if I just take you the other side, let me just close. And actually, what is this? I may refresh it again. This is actually, again, another kind of a visualization. You can see all the cats at once, or you can see cats. For instance, in Greece, there's only one cat, one breed. Cyprus, one. United States, United Arab Emirates, one. But United States 28 breed, as I told you during the bar graph. Yeah, and United Kingdom 8, Egypt 3 breeds. All this together gives you 67 cats. I mean, cat breeds. Actually, there are 67 cat breeds. Yeah, great. I think this is very good material for teaching data analysis, but it was made for React anyway. Yes, great. Now you have already insight about the API. I want to do again as a revision, because today, I mean, we did this last week, so you may not remember what we did last week. So we can start by refresher again, week 3, okay? And we will start by just writing revision.py. And then I will just get some data, because we need this, yeah. Then I have to import, yeah, requests. This is what I need. And then what I need actually, what do I do to fetch this? I told you that the requests has different methods: the get, the post, the put, and the delete. But we just want to acquire the data from the server, so we use the get. Post is to create a new data. Put to modify the data, and delete, of course, as you may understand from the word delete, to remove. But now I'm interested to fetch or to get or to acquire the data with the method get. So now let's say data, I may say requests dot response. I think that's the method, right? No, get, and then URL first. We have the get method, and then we pass this URL. Now, actually, we got a kind of an object, a request object. Then it's better to call this response. Now we have just acquired the response. Most of the time we call it this one response. But you can call it any name you want. Then let's see if the response is a good or bad. Response dot status code. If the status code is actually, now let me run my 200. I don't see, yeah, 200. That means okay, yeah. That means our request went to the server and fetched the data. So that means we acquired the data. Then, okay, then the data is going to be response as a JSON. We acquire it as a JSON file. If you print now, print.data. This is what we did actually. It's so short to code. Yeah, all the cats data here. Oh yeah. So now last time I told you that it is so hard to read this. It's like very hard because it's a string. JSON is somehow a kind of a string format. So we have to read it. You have to read it in a more elegant way from pprint, import pprint. That's a very good way of printing. Yes, pprint. And if we just print, if we just print all the data, it might be too long. I can slice some of them, only 2 cats, maybe actually 2 cats, yes. You have to go, yeah, now we managed to print it out only 2 cats. Yeah, it starts from this, yeah. So these are actually the fields or case adaptability, affection level, alternate names, and I think CFA, I don't know what it means. Actually, it's another website that takes you that takes you to this Abyssinian cat. Child friendly, yes, 3. It's not much, so this might have some problem with the kids. So description. The Abyssinian is easy to care for and a joy to have. Okay, whatsoever. Anyway, so it has quite a lot of fields, and you go and read. But last week we've been interested more in the weight of the cat. And where was it? Let me just go down a bit and try to find. I don't see it. Yes, this one. So we didn't do the imperial, but we were interested more the metric unit. So to calculate the average of each, we summed up 3 plus 5, 8 divided by 2, and I think it's 4. So we did such kind of a calculation, and we can do the same again. Yeah, so let's do this. Now to calculate, just to extract only the weight, we can do quite a lot of. We can use map, we can do, we can develop our own function or list comprehension. Let's do maybe the list comprehension. What does that list comprehension means? I will show you first. Okay, for instance, if I have numbers, yeah, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, what is this K? I don't know. But you have now 5 numbers. If I ask you, hey guys, I want you to make a square of this list. Yeah, that means if I ask you guys, change this to 1 and 4 and 9 and 16 and 25. So you can make this in different ways. The easy way, actually, nums square. I can just declare another variable, and then for num in nums, as you can see, num times num. Actually, this just this. Let me show you print nums square. You do that, and I have to stop this one because it's too much printing. Okay, why this number is 140? Why? For num in nums, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4.
We need to make it a square, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, it should be like that, yeah. Okay, maybe I think I'm doing some strange. Oh, yeah, because I did a wrong calculation. I should have put something like this or something like this. Yeah, that was a problem. Sorry, guys. Yeah, as you can see, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. Or another approach, instead, you can also just do this. This means square. Yeah. Yes, great. So this can be used in many scenarios. So how can you use it in the cat? Okay, data or cats. This can be called cats. We have cats data here, so I call it cat. Hey, cats. Okay, cats. And I'm interested in the single cat. Note, actually, I'm not interested in just the cat, and then I'm interested only in the weight. So now let's see what we have here, okay? We change the name later. So since this is going to be really so long, I can just slice it out. A couple of, maybe 2 is enough now. Yeah, as you can see, imperial. As you can see, I have this and this. Yeah, so now I'm very closer. Even here, I'm not interested in this part, the imperial. I can go further metric. So what I can do actually, add additional, just metric. And then let's see again. Yeah, as you can see now, kind of something like this. But if you are interested to see all of them, you can see, but P print is beautiful. So let's do the P print. Yeah, have you seen now? You have a list. Okay, now, how do? We split these guys. We have to split them. Yeah, let's apply the split and see the result. Because that's the string, split them. And I will just keep the splitting and show you the result step by step. And now, as you can see, we got a list of lists. As you can see, this one, and this one, and this one. So I'm interested only this part and this part, but I'm not interested in the minus sign. And of course, I have to sum this and divide by 2 to get the average. And that's a very straightforward calculation, right? Maybe so I have to do calculate average outside. Maybe def calculate calc average outside. And then this actually what it does, maybe I have to pass get, and then I can do this. As you can see, I'm splitting it. And when we split this, the 0 is the first number, and we have to change it to, yeah, then I can say first part and second. I may ask you now, where do I get the second? Where do I get the second number? Tell me, at what index?
2.
Yes, because 0, 1, 2, 2. And then average is going to be third, first, plus second, divided by 2. But maybe, guys, now this is still a string where I'm trying to sum up. Yeah. So this is not good. So first I have to change this to a kind of a number, either integer or float. I am usually afraid of changing numbers to integer because I may lose some data. So I may change this to float because that's safe for me. And I change this to float. Yes. Then instead of this one, I can call the calc average, and I pass the cat here as in an argument. Now this calculate for me. Now let's see. Now, if you have some error, you can fix it, okay? Oh yeah, it looks a very beautiful number, guys. Yes, have you seen this number? It's you generate data now. So then what we call actually, let's just call this weights, okay? Weights. Yeah, there's not the so-called weights, word, but in programming sometimes we make our own words. Who cares? So weights, yeah, that means different weights data. So or cat weights, or that's even more meaningful, cat weights. Or masses, you can call it. It would have been much better if they called it mass, because that's even, for a physicist, the weights sound different. Are you happy with this calculation, guys?
Yes.
Yep. So this is one way, list comprehension. Last time we used also map. You can use the map. Maybe, for instance, we can use a map also. If you apply a map, okay, map. And then what do you need? Lambda. But today we don't have a lambda. Instead, we have calc average. Okay, calc average. And then I have to just pass cats. I think this will calculate. And then let's see. But let me just show you. If you print this, usually it gives you a map object. Yeah, have you seen the map object? So what you should do is actually, we have to change this to, tell me, a list.
List.
Yes. Yep, we got it again, the same thing. The difference is I didn't use this preprint. So it's up to you now. The code is still so short. This is also short, and this is also short. This, the tiny function, I have used it for when I was using this, the list comprehension or for the map. It's up to you what to use. This one, this one, or this one. Yeah, but of course you have to store it, right? I don't know. You have to wait again. Then I have to, I think I have missed. Yeah, this is, and this is the same. Now let's do the lifespan. A calc average might not work for the lifespan. So calculate average weight. So I have to change that. Yeah, yeah, I think I have to also. Then if you go for def, calculate calc average. Average, how do I write? Age, lifespan, whatsoever. And let's see how it looks like the lifespan first, because we go up all the way and we have to see the structure of the data, right? If you remember somewhere there's lifespan. Yes, again, it's like this, but the difference, we don't go all one step down. As you can see, weight, you have to go one step down, metric, but the lifespan is actually at the top level. Yes, so what we should do, we can make use of this, but with a little modification. Yes, we do that. Instead of this, we can call it lifespan, and we just select this and remove, because we don't go, yeah, now this can work. And then again, what we do is actually, what is this?
You have a typo. It should be life, not live.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Great, now we can use years, take cat years or cat's lifespan, cat's life span. And then we can go for comprehension for cat in cats. And I didn't pass also here an object or something. And then I can call this cat. And then I just pass the cat object and this cat create for me. So beautiful, right? Yes, I hope you understood what we are doing. It's a very clean code. And okay, where is it? Then cat lifespan. So let's see the cat lifespan. Do you know what I love the most about programming? Once if you write a clean code, you can reuse that. Okay. Now let's see the cat lifespan at the bottom, but we have actually some average weight is not defined. Maybe we have some typo. Yeah. Calc. So whenever you have such a kind of typo, just copy and paste it because you now let's just try again. Okay, but now since we're just printing everywhere, we don't know what we are getting. So let's turn off some of the printings. Yeah, let's comment this out. We don't need any commenting also here anymore. Is there anything we are printing out? No. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, this seems the lifespan of the cats. Now let's develop an application that calculates average or mean. Okay, we can call it calculate mean. Def calc mean, and it takes a data, of course, and our data is actually most of the time a list. Yeah, if it's a list, we can use just Python is so elegant. So we can use sum, return the sum of your data where we develop our own, divided by the length of the data. That's so easy and straightforward. This is good enough. And then let's print, I can say the mean of cat's lifespan is, then I can say calc mean. And then I can pass calc cat's lifespan. Okay, or years if you're, and now let's also do the same for the weight. The mean weight of cats, or the mean weight of cats, another, yeah, just it's the same, calc mean, and I have to get, what did we call it? Yeah, weights or cat's weight. Yeah, cat's weight or weights. Weights. Now let's see at the bottom. Now even we don't have to print such a kind of data. Instead, we print report, you know. It's a report. The mean of the cat's lifespan is 13.74, and the mean of the mean weight, yeah, the mean weight of cats is this. Here we can do some the mean of cat's lifespan is, and the mean of cat's weight. Yes. So as you can see, there is a is this how you report your data? You have to, it's too big, right? So we have to cut it off somewhere around, yeah? Yeah, you should. Because it's too big, so we have to use round. Actually, we can make the rounding here. Yes, round, maybe the sum. We can say average. Yeah, you have the average, and before you return it, I can say average. I can round it to the average, but by 2 decimal places. Yeah, 2 decimal places, and I can return the average. But even you don't have to go all this step. I can make it in 1 step. I can just step. The reason why I made that is just to show you the stages. Round, I put this, and then comma 2, and you don't have to have all these codes and just returned in 1 space. Let's see again. As you can see now, the mean of cat's lifespan is 13.75. The mean of cat's weight is 4.7. So it doesn't make, yeah, then I am not in favor of this kind of concatenation. So I go for string interpolation, F, yes. Then I can inject this like this with a curly bracket. And hey, curly bracket, come in here and allow me to inject it in kilogram. And I do the same. I can inject this. You have to have this, the F to do that. Then this, the curly bracket, and then you can inject your data in years whatsoever. And this allows us to write, to inject data inside a string. That's the purpose, what I'm doing, just to remind you. Yeah, that's great. In years. But in just it doesn't make this the in kilogram or years is good enough. Do you have any question?
No.
Okay, is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now it seems time to move on to the other part. But maybe before that, how about if I am interested to know the distribution, by the way, okay, let's see. Okay, what do we need? Okay, sometimes if you want to plot something, you can say import matplotlib.py, matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So this allows us actually to draw something. I will show you how to use it, okay? For the timing, let's turn this off. Yeah, by commenting out. Pplot is so special, okay? Did I tell you that everybody knows that, okay, this 1, 2, maybe that's not very good. Maybe I can start -3. Yes, -2, -1, -0, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, your mathematics teacher long time ago told you that this is just an integer that starts from -3 to +3, maybe, just to make it even or symmetric, yeah? We have some negatives and 0 and positive, so this is integer. So if we use y, so let's just double this. To double this, we can use this, as I told you, the list comprehension. You love list comprehension by now. For I in x, I can just multiply, for instance, to x by, I by 2. Okay, maybe I can show you the value of x doesn't change, just this value. I will show you first. Yeah, the value of x. And how is the value of y looks like? Because it's just a double of the, it's just 2 times. Yeah, as you can see, 6. So what does that mean? Actually, if you represent this, maybe another way, it means the equation will be y is equal to 2 times x. Yeah, but we don't do that. It's something like this. Yeah, if I want you to draw a graph of this, as you can see, you have the y-axis and you have the x-axis. Most of the time, x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. What does it mean? X is independent. We measure it, we evaluate it, and our evaluation affects y. Yeah. So we measure the temperature, and also the effect, the cause of the temperature may affect the pressure, something like that. So x is the independent and y the dependent. Yeah, so we can draw a graph. How do we, for instance, we can say P plot PLT, because I import the PLT, then I say, for instance, plot, and by the way, even it just bring the different methods, maybe you can say scatter. Yeah, if you then you pass x and y, so the value, and then that might be enough for them. And then if you see, it may draw a graph for you. But I was expecting something, but it didn't show anything. Maybe I have to PLT.show. The show. Yes, have you seen? The PLT show helped me to draw that graph. Do you remember that we had the x-axis that starts from -3?
Yes.
Yeah.
And our last value was 3. Yeah, and we see it here. And then we map this value. For -3, 6, it's multiplying by 2. For -2, it's 4. Yeah, so it's, as you can see, linear. That is so great. Now you know how to, and of course, this doesn't make sense. We have to have actually axes, I mean labels, PLT.x level. We have this, and x-axis. Now just let's call it x-axis. And then, okay, this for the same y level. And then I can just call it y-axis.
You need to change y label.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. That's the problem of copy and paste. And remember, you have to close your graph now and then. As you can see now, x-axis, I have y-axis. Of course, you can call it temperature, pressure, and you can call it like any value, okay? Yes. Yeah, then now this is linear equation, and the slope, as you know, the slope of this is actually 2. Yeah. Can I change this? Yeah, I can change. For instance, how about if I, instead of that, how about if we change it to quadratic? To change this to quadratic equation, actually just like this. Yeah, so to make it like that, actually, I change this square. And then the value, let me show you. Yeah, guys, you may make this mistake. First, you have to close the generated plot to see another graph. Okay. Do you see a kind of parabola? Is it familiar to you guys?
That's upward parabola.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an upward parabola, and its origin is 0, 0. Maybe I think if we change this to a line instead of scatter, line, yeah, I'm not sure for that. I have to close that. Yes, but so I just forgot the method. PLT line graph. So I think it's just plots. Yeah, because it's plot. So it's not line, it's just plot. Sometimes you forget it. Yes, so plot. Yes, then this will give us just a line. Oh yeah, so this gives you, why is it something like this? Yes, okay guys, because we have a kind of, it's not a kind of a continuous kind of a data. It's not a continuous, minus we jump. So how can we create that? Then I will show you to create a range. Yep. It might be from -3, and I want to reach up to 4. And this, but the problem of this is actually it's not a continuous data. So in that case, we have to use something else, and I think it's better to stop because I may have to also introduce NumPy, and that's not a very good, because if I mix everything together, you will not understand. So I have to just stick into this data, but maybe just to make it more, -3 minus 3.5 or whatsoever, and something 2.2 minus something like that. But this is good enough when we start the NumPy. Instead of having such a kind of parabola, then we will have the continuous kind of, what is this even? Yeah, let's just make it, remove this one, and we will have such a kind of, we have to start. I will come to this point again when we start the NumPy, and I think the matplotlib also will be after NumPy, but now you have been already introduced. But sometimes you may also need a plot and a title. The title, for instance, temperature versus maybe humidity or pressure whatsoever. Okay, I don't know what kind of data you have, but just let's run it again and let's see. Now, as you can see, we have, by the way, you can also format the distance between this and this, and also the ticks, x ticks, tick means this tick mark, and you can customize it using, and you can make it full, and you can also change this distance by just changing like this, whatsoever, okay? So this can be modifiable whatsoever. And to save, you can save it to somewhere else you want. Yeah, this is how to use it. What else can I talk about this? Yeah, so if you want to visualize actually the cat, then how many cats do we have? So you can just pass here the number of, actually, okay, everything is commented out. Yeah, so the only maybe we have to also extract them the way I did, if you remember, in the other. For instance, here, this is lifespan of cats and their country origin. So I have to have x-axis. I have to have the cat out as in x-axis, the countries, and then the value for this, it could be number of years. So I will leave this for you. Yeah. If I do this, then it will be actually, if I will do this, you will not have tasks. So, yep. Then, yeah. Okay, great. Now let's move on to the countries API. I think before that, it's better to have a break of 15 minutes, and we will continue from that. That's better. At this time, it will be hard for you. Welcome back. I hope you understand what we did in the first session. The code is very clean. It can be used in real life when you are working as a data analyst or data scientist or machine learning expert. It's so beautiful code. At least I just love it. And you can apply this in different program or for different problems. But something I didn't mention, to make use of the matplotlib, you have to install first pip, install matplotlib, matplotlib, yes. But first, let me check maybe if I made some kind of pip. Install matplotlib. Yeah, so just let me check for you. Yeah, no problem. So you just copy this and install it. Then what you do is actually import matplotlib dot py plot as plt. Yes. Then you can make any kind of data visualization. I will just take you to the official website of the matplotlib, maybe examples, and you will see different, as you can see here. Yeah, and also the good part is there is also sample code, sample data and sample code, how to make matplotlib. So you don't have to remember things. Do you want this kind or this or this or this? Then you just take the code and make use of the matplotlib library. As you can see, these are the different visualization using matplotlib. These are examples, demos for you, just for make use of the codes. Yeah. So all what you need is already here with a very good documentation and sample data and sample code. Okay. Yeah. Now I think you got the idea. Maybe I can also share this with you on Telegram. Let's get back to our cat. I think we have finished related to cat, but what it comes next is actually with the countries. Yeah. So then the countries. Yeah, so do we have the API already available somewhere? Yes, this is the API for the countries data. And what we do, maybe it's good if we just make this in a different file, because countries exercise.py, and then URL, I think import requests from matplotlib.py plot as plt, and from pprint import pprint. I want to, and URL, I want to, yeah, this is the steps, right? It's a kind of repetition. Once you do one example, the rest is the same. Then we want to get the data. First, it's better to say response. Yes, is there any question? Response, then what we say is actually requests, get, because we want to get the data from where? From the URL, from the country's URL. Yeah. Then after this, you can get different values from response. You can check the status and other values. And also you can get it as a text or a JSON. We know that this is a JSON file, so we have to say data response, no, response.json. It's better if you just turn off the mic and we will not hear.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yes.
Is it possible to write import pp prints from pp prints?
Tell me.
Like imports.
Import.
Yeah, pp print from pp prints. Instead from pp, so.
Import.
I mean, import pp prints.
PP print, yes.
Yeah, from pp prints.
From the.
Yeah. Like React stuff.
Yes,
is it possible? Yeah.
Yes. No, this is not how you do it. Because
okay.
This is not. Let me just tell you what this means. From pprint, yeah, from Femi, please tell me his origin. Where does he live? Or in Vasa or Turku or something. So I have to have an initial from this. This is the main, but you can say something like this. Import pprint. You can read like this.
Okay, okay, good, okay.
And then, but if you print it, if you import it like this, you have to use it pprint.pprint, and this is not something you like to do, right? Do you? Yes.
No, it's too long.
Yeah, it's not a clean code, but you can still from pprint import pprint as print, by the way, and then after that, every print will be a pprint. Have you noticed what I wrote now, guys?
Yeah.
But now this print is not anymore the traditional print. Actually, is the pretty print. But I don't do that because sometimes I also like to print it as it is. So instead, I do that just like this. But I'm just showing you renaming. Okay, let's move on. So let's count print the length of the data. If I get from this, if I get 250, that means actually we did well. What's happening? Let's try it again. From matplotlib, what for?
I think, is that related to matplot?
Yes.
Import matplot, in which is right?
Import, it's just import matplotlib as, yes, 250. Great. Now that means we got everything, but you may be interested to see the structure of the data. Pprint is now good. Pprint, and then I go data. The first two countries, maybe it's a very good to have an idea how it looks like. Yeah, so let's see. It has alpha 2 code. That's actually a kind of a country code, Afghanistan, AFG. With a 2 character and 3 character, as you can see, 2 character and 3 character. And also alternative spellings and area. This is the area of Afghanistan. Borders, is it Iran? I don't know. Pakistan, Turkmenistan, I don't know. Uzbekistan, I don't know. Maybe it's also with China. So calling course capital, I don't know what this means, currencies of the Afghanistan, and this, you can get them there. And demonym and Afghanistan, the flag, if you just render this, you will get Afghanistan flag. And the language, for instance, they have about 3 languages there. And altitude, for instance, this is very important information. For instance, if you want to visualize countries or global map or world map, you need this, the latitude and longitude coordinates. Coordinates are so important. So you may work with geodata and to visualize data. Yes, maybe, what do I mean? Visualizing using geo data. I may show you some visualization. It's better if I go for images. Yeah, some kind of data. For instance, I may have data about corona, and if that corona, I may fetch it from Twitter, and that might have sometimes that people tweeted that tweet with geo data, and I can visualize on a map that shows the location of the people, and you can see that what countries are talking about corona or something. Or about some certain technologies used. Yeah, as you can see, for instance, you see some kind of data over this. So those kind of data is very important. Okay, I think you got the idea. So let's move on. Name Afghanistan. And as you can see, region, yeah, it's Asia, the continent, and population, that's what we are interested, right? The population, yeah, okay, great. Yeah, for now, it's the population. Maybe we might be interested only the name of the country and the population, name and population. So we may need to create a kind of some kind of countries, okay, and it's a for data for C in data. So C represents now countries, and then I'm interested like C of the countries, yeah. I may create another, for instance, list of lists, this the countries, and maybe also the other will be the population, C, and then the population. And I can close this because I want to create a list of lists, and I may not interested for this one. I may just now turn off those printing, and then let's try the countries. Sorry for the typo, let's just make it countries, yeah? So maybe in the state of countries, even I call it populations, populations, because it's somehow related to data. So print, because this population is so big, I don't want to print all the 100, the 200, maybe I can just print the couple of three of the populations, and let's see what we may get. I think we have some, yeah, as you can see, I just said countries. We don't have the so-called countries, actually names, because it's just a name. I was interested in the name, so. Oh yeah, Afghanistan, and the population is this. Poland is the population. Yep, as you can see now, I got the countries and their population. It's nice. Yep. This can be represented as in different way. I can represent it in different way. One, it could be represented as in what is this called, the list of lists or list of dictionaries. It doesn't really matter now. So now, if I ask you to find total population, it's so easy. You can use actually reduce. Do you remember last time? Import function tools from, I think, yeah, have you seen that? From function tools, import, reduce, the second. And then I can do reduce of this. And remember, where is the, we have the value in the second. It's not this, we have our, so I will show you. So how do you use reduce? Did I teach reduce last time? Yes, I remember. Lambda. And then AB, you can just say AB, and then actually you can add A and B. So, but whenever we use a reduce, first you should have some of the lambda function here, and then the population here. Now I iterate through the population. From the population, what do we extract actually? So we do this lambda X, Y, or A and B. Then we are interested more actually I may show you. A means the, for instance, this one could be A and this could be B. And from A, I'm interested in this value. So I have to make this 1 plus B of 1. Let's see, and then we can store this total. Did I teach this or not? Okay, guys, everybody's so quiet. I may take you to last week's and let's see what we did. Hey, guys. Yeah, do you remember we did this? I remember. So, of course, you don't have to if int object is not subscribed, yeah. So as you can see, something we fetch, we don't know the data type, you know. So actually it seems, let me show you. Yeah, everything is going messy there. The population seems this number, right? But actually it's not a number. It's a kind of a string. So we are not sure. This looks like a number, but actually it's not a number. So I have to change this to int. Since we are talking about population, if we lose some data, actually I prefer changing it to float. Yeah, because it's not a good idea to lose any amount of data. Yeah, float. And let's do now the operation again. Actually, it's open already. Float objects not subscribed. Okay, what's happening here? It seems we are not doing good. This float object.
I have also same problem, but my console is telling me about the reduce. The reduce is not defined.
Yeah, because you didn't import it, maybe reduce. Yeah, from function tools, import reduce. Yeah, at the top. Did you have this? I will share with you on Telegram.
Yes, I have now.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. Zero. Wait. Now this we have 0 and 1. This should be 1, right? So. Okay, I can do.
Sorry. Why that one should be 1? Why? Because
yes,
Afghanistan should be 0.
Yeah, but
and then the population also should be 0. I don't know.
Yeah, because when you iterate through, because this is A and this is B. This is how it goes. Yeah. And then again, this will be A and this is going to B. That's the iterator do. Then when you take this, which value is the number from this list? The 0 or the 1?
It should be 0.
0, 1. No, it's just the 1.
Okay.
Yeah, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, but let's just change this data structure a bit to simplified because and then now I may do another then. Okay, just I'm trying to simplify because I didn't figure out where the problem is. Oh, okay, but print also. Yeah, this is the total population, but also maybe. Okay. Is it really not a number? Let me check without that. I didn't understand that because this could be a number. I like this formatting. Yeah, actually it's just a number. We don't need that. Okay, then what is the problem if we have a name? And we're getting this. And this is actually a name. And now this is not anymore going to be real. So A is going to be the 1, and it's going to be also 1. So let's try. What's the problem here? It seems I have.
Maybe you have to change name to string and then population to integer. I don't know, but that's what happened to me also. But I put string and integer in front of it before it worked last time.
Oh, okay. Wait. Let me try. I had now just a clear typo here. I just forgot. Okay, type error. Let's see. Where is the type here? Okay. This is what I can do, guys. Now we have this very good one, but I can go one step map. After map, I can go reduce. That's the easy way for me. So you can leave this is good structure. I want this the population like this because this is one data structure I want to make use of. But now list or just map. You can say lambda, so easy, lambda x, and then x, then the population, right? Then instead, I'm interested in the population here. Population. Yes, so that means now I'm changing this to just numbers, but still this needs one extra step. And then what you should do, reduce, and then lambda, what is lambda, A and B. So you just do A plus B, and then you need the list of that value already here, what we changed. It's a bit messy code, but we have this part of the code. Then now it should work actually. It's somehow. Listed, it must be integer or slash, not string. Okay, let's check first this value that you can just comment out, and let's see what do we get from here. Print. What do we get from here? Oh. Line 21. This is very good. Line 21. It's not even closed, maybe. X. Okay, X dot. Oh yeah, I made a typo here because it's not. Yeah, you should have, because this is not how I extracted. I should have extracted with indexes. So the population is in that index in the second. So I should have used 1. Yeah, as you can see now, it's all the populations. So this was the reason why the previous code didn't work. So I can make use of this, copy, reduce, lambda, then I can just put it here. After that, I just turn on this. I don't need this. Do I have extra code? Yes. Yeah, now we got the total. Because now I got the total a long time ago, but the reason why I need this, because it will help me to make a map and also to sort these countries because it's really good. Sorted population. How do we sort them? Okay, sorted. Okay, sort. Do you remember, guys, last time we learned sort and sorted? It's $1 million question. Now just tell me the difference between sort and sorted. Actually, sort is a method, sorted is a built-in function, and I would like to know the difference between these two functions.
Sorted doesn't modify the original data.
Okay. So what do you prefer to use? But if I just, what do you prefer to use for this situation now?
Well, sorted is always better by default.
Yes. Yes, sorted is always safe, and it's just better because that sort is just muted, and you never know where you end up. So let's just say population sorted out, populations sorted and sorted, and let's just pass populations, yeah, as in parameter. And let's see now, it needs actually print population. I'm just wondering what do I get with this populations sorted out? I have no, I want to just also okay, as you can see all under this, and let's see the first no, we didn't get but let's just yeah, actually it's sorted out. So as you can see, this Oland, it's not a kind of a known, but it was sorted by this key, the first value. But I'm interested to sort by this the population. So it takes this actually takes a key. It's a key, and then we can pass a lambda function, and we can say we want X, and then we are interested to this, we can give the value we want to sort, and it's going to be actually in the second value, in the second place. That means this one, 0, 1. Now let's give it 1. And we may have a chance, we may have a chance to get the value we want. Yeah, as you can see, China at the end, and everybody knows that, but now still we want to sort it in a different direction. Maybe reverse. I think we should change it true because it takes also the reverse the default parameter, so we can just now see what we get. Yeah, the other. Oh yeah, this is what I want. Oh yeah, great. Now let's just slice 10 of them, yeah? So most populated countries. If you've been in the Python lesson, you've been asked to do this. Now, if you didn't do it, it's time. I mean, we did it together. And then you can say slice using like this up to maybe 10. Yeah, from 0 to 9, it's already. Then we can say print most populated countries. And I can stop this. This is really too much. Printing all of them at once is quite a lot. Oh yeah. Oh, China, India, United States of America, Indonesia, Brazil, Pakistan, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russian Federation, and Japan are the 10 most populated countries in the world. It sounds somehow plausible, right? Okay. Let's move on. So now we can actually visualize it. Okay, great, time to visualize. So now we have to get the X value, the Y value. How do we get the X value from here? Okay, the X, what does that X value means? Guys, tell me. The X value is actually the name of
Country.
the country. The Y value is the population. Great, let's do that. So you guys love, I told you this, list comprehension for country in most populated countries, and you want to take out from C the first value, the 0, and you got it, and the Y, and let's change this to Y, and let's just this to 1, and you got it. This is the value, and you are very closer there. P plot, yes, I mean, and bar graph, X and Y. I think this is good enough already to show something, but I think I have to give you some time. But because even I want to show you, what do you have inside X? Let's print out. Guys, print should be your best friend. It really teaches you quite a lot. As you can see, the value of C, the countries, and the value of the Y is the population. Great. And now it's all about drawing it, P, T, bar graph, X, Y, and we want just to see, I think we have to see parity show. Oh yeah, it looks good. What do you think?
Great.
Yes, it looks good. So even our data is really structured. It looks like a paper, a research paper, which is structured very well. It's already, before we visualize it also, we arranged it. So you can arrange it from big to, from higher to lower or from lower to high, either way. So it's easy to visualize. Oh yeah, it's very known, China, then India, and then next America, and it goes. So easy. Of course, you have to also add some PLT, X label, and then you should say that countries, I think it's countries. And then I have to say also PLT dot Y label, and I have to say that populations, and then the Y, the PLT dot, the title of this will be maybe 10 most populated countries in the world. Yes, and then we have to save this. PLT dot save, and then we can save with the same name, 10 most populated countries, PNG. Then our system will save the image, that image. Oh yeah, guys, you have to first close this. If not, it doesn't run. I have to wait for some time. Yeah, so now I can run it again. Yeah, I have some typo, so I have to just debug. Permission denied. What's the, so in save, permission denied. Just give me some time, guys. I have to close the door. Okay. Line. What's the problem? Let me try it again. Yes, because I forgot to have the path. Now, as you can see, it's already generated. It's here, and we see it also here. Countries, 10 most populated countries in the world, population, and you can just save it like this anywhere you want to save it. And maybe so you can also do some margin by just changing these parameters. To see the stored file, this is what we stored, yeah? Good. But this was not the task, actually. The task was a bit different. Yeah, of course, the task was actually, you have this. Where's the total? Yeah, we calculate the total. And now the second step will be the ratio percentage. So we can do another step. How do we do the percentage? You have to have def calculate percentage or calc percentage. And then this percentage actually should take some number and it should return number, so percentage most of the time, something divided by total, right? Yeah, of course, we have to maybe pass also maybe the total yeah? So we can say num divided by total, and usually total, and multiplied by 100. Yeah, this is okay. Then what we do, the percentage population, so we can modify this. Which one was it? Or we can do again from this. Okay, I'll show you. Yeah, so this is the overall population, and we can also add at the same time the population percentage. We can say calculate percentage, and then n. What is this n? Actually, this is the n.
Population of each country.
Yeah, so we can pass this value as in like this. And then what is this total? We calculated at the top already outside. So we say total. And we have to tell this different population. So I can call it, for the time being, I don't get a name, XYZ, please don't give such a kind of a fancy name.
Percentage,
yes. Yeah, but the reason why also I wrote that fancy name, just to put a reminder, and this some nice guy gave me a very good of population percentage. Populations. And avoid A and B and X, Y, Z names, okay? Populations, it's so annoying, populations percentage. Now let's see print population percentage, and then I can slice 2 or 3 of them, yep. We are still doing this, the printing of the, okay, so we have to turn those off. Of course, you can change this to a function, and your function should run only when you need it. Maybe I can also change it to a function. This, how do I change it to a function? Let me show you. Where up to here, it will just work for one thing. So I can call it def create countries bar graph. It's a so nice name, yeah. And then I just put this all together, and of course I have to indent this, and let me just do this, and this function will work when we call it. If you don't call this function, it doesn't just run. Most populated countries, yeah, everything. Okay, now let's run. Yeah, as you can see now, Afghanistan, but why 0.376, I was, yeah, actually, yes. Is that so small? It seems, wait. Yeah, that's true. That's really true. Yeah, that's true. I think actually the population of maybe the Chinese population may tell quite a lot. So I can try it with that. I can take this out because this got a very good data. Maybe I have to take this line outside of the function and try it. This is more population sorted and most populated countries. I can just do most populated countries. Yeah, this give me some idea, guys. Oh, okay, yeah, the structure is a bit different for this. Most populated countries, how was the structure? Okay, most populated country structure was okay. Do you think the population of Afghanistan is 0.37% of the world? That's too little. Okay, maybe let's see more. Yeah, we can go further. We can just make it a bit about 10 countries. Yeah, then that give us more insight. Okay, for instance, Algeria, 0.5%. Yeah, of course it could be. Yeah, it could be. Yes. Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, this is just for the world population percentage for the, yeah. So now we can again do this another function that does actually, okay, I can call it define, calculate percentage. That's it's okay. But maybe I can also do the same for the most populated countries. Okay, so the most populated countries, guys, we create them here. Let's copy this part only and work on this one because I'm interested in this, the Chinese and the other most populated countries. Now to sort this, we are interested most in this. Okay, I have to charge my mouse, computer mouse. Yes. Okay. I have spare. Okay, good. So I can bring this here instead. Most populated countries. What was the structure of the most populated countries? Let me see from here. Okay, yeah, this is the, as you can see, China, India. So the first value, it's an array. So we have to, yep, remember that we have China here and we have here the value. So let's see. Then when name, okay, so instead what we should do, the value will be here. One. because, yeah. And here also, it should be somehow 0. And this will be 1, right? Some little modification. And now let's see population percentage. It's now we will have a chance to see. That's why I like bprint. Everything is the same and it's hard to see. And now let's see again. Oh yeah. Now let's see. China actually is, as you can see, 18 or almost 19% of the world. India is about 17 or 18% of the world, and the United States 4% and something like that. Yeah, it works, right? Do you think our function is working?
Seems so. Are you going to draw a pie diagram or
Yes.
something?
Yes, now you can make this a pie chart, or actually you can also do what is this, a bar graph next to each other. This is the population of, for instance, China, and also it's a kind of relative to the world. You can do some kind of relation, and we don't do that today, but you can keep working on that, or you can also apply a kind of a pie chart. It's not that much of a big deal to apply a pie chart. Let me just, I think even I have some code over here, something I applied, a pie chart. Actually, you can get it here. I just put it here. Why? Instead, you can go here also. Pie chart, matplotlib. That's the power of the documentation. And where do you go? The official website. And then we have got this. Okay, I will show you how we do that. And I just copy this code. Okay, I copied it. And I will, I have to get back to a revision or the countries. And then I just put it here. Maybe even I just call it create a pie chart, because this is responsible for creating a pie chart, and I don't like to mix my code with something else. So since I just made a typo when I was copying, I think this needs, yeah. So what this represents in my case, actually, the labels are going to be, so definitely I need this part of the code. Yep, since I need this part of the code, I have to take it somewhere here inside, and I have to indent. This population sorted needs the label. The label should be, I'll show you the label, actually. So to do the label, for C in most populated countries, what are the labels? The first value, right? So 0. Yes, and size, actually, this size is actually the values, okay? The values, so we can change this again. You don't have to then change this instead of just 1. Now after this, I think it will be almost ready to explode, because now the explode means this one I will show you. Have you seen this explode? Yeah, just for a fancy, but we don't want to do that. I am not going to use the explode parameters. You don't have to use all the parameters. So I have to just take it out for the time being. So let me just try this. So create pie chart, and then I just call it and try what we it seems there's a E name is not defined and where. So because when I was removing, I didn't remove everything. So I have to. Oh yeah, something like this. Guys?
Nice.
But I think
Excellent.
it doesn't seem so right. How? But like China is 32% and India 30%, but the calculation we got was somehow wrong there. I believe this is more accurate. So it's just calculate. So it needs, we have to tune our calculation, but this one's accurate, guys. This is good. Yeah, so as you have seen, you should be.
I think maybe this one based the percentage on 10 population, not the whole population.
Yeah.
But the one you did before, it based the percentage on whole population. But this one based the percentage on 10 populations.
But it should also sum up all of them together. Yeah, you're right. Yes, that's great. Yeah, I agree with that. Yes, this is based on the 10 countries, and the previous one is based on the world population. Yeah, yes, true. So this representation is not good now, even though it gave us a kind of thing people may perceive the way I perceived. For instance, instantly I perceived that the population of China is like about 32% of the world. So representing this like this give a wrong impression. Yeah. So pie chart is not good. It's not good to represent that. Instead, it's good to represent it more of in a bar graph, something like this. Yeah. But in the meantime, you saw how to do that. I think it's enough to work on these APIs. And let's start the second session after a break. Maybe some of you have hard time following because of the heat somewhere. How about if we have a 10 minutes break, and then after that, we will start talking about today's lesson. Now,
and then maybe after a break, I would like to ask one question.
Yes.
For example, how can we extract the data? For example, this population data, if we need just Sweden, Finland, Norway, something like that, yeah. How can we extract that data from the whole population?
Okay. Okay, can you make it very clear?
Okay, for example, now, these 10 populations, it make on 10 most populated country, right? Yeah. And then if we want to take least population in the country, we can do that. But if we decide that, okay, we just want a data from that whole population, so the data of Finland, Sweden, Norway, and then we want to analyze in this format, how can we do that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Now, that means what you are talking about now doesn't have any pattern. Yeah. So your problem doesn't have any pattern. Yeah. So
no structure. Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't have any pattern or any like structure. So then you have to come up with a certain structure of your interest. And I can feel that maybe you are interested in Scandinavian countries or the Scandinavian countries, and it's called countries, another list. And then you know my favorite countries, and you can put it like Finland,
yeah,
and, Sweden, and Denmark, and
Norway.
Now it's
Norway.
A very good problem. Now you should really do this. Okay, I don't let you go without doing this. and Iceland, and what was another country here? Finland, Sweden, Denmark, Norway. It's all right. Yeah, this is countries. I think I made a typo. I don't care. So now, anyway, okay. Now you have some structure here. Based on this structure, you filter those populations out, and you get them, and then you can do whatever you want. Yeah, do you get the idea?
Yeah, but not.
You don't? You are not yet there? Is it far? No, it didn't come to the structure?
Yeah, it's too far.
May I continue doing it? Yeah? Oh, I'm asking you. Shall we do it together, or are you already there? Okay, let's do it together then. Okay, so you should filter this now. I can go for countries in, what was the data? What was we call it data actually, right?
Yeah.
If C in Islamic, it's just a very short code. Look at it, and then C here. And then let's just now, a fancy name, just allow me to be very lousy here, XYZ. And let's print the XYZ now. Print XYZ should be the Scandinavian countries, okay?
Typo area.
Typo, do I have typo?
Line 80 should be XYZ. Line 80, 80, yeah.
Let's just call it actually Scandic, or for the time being, we can change it later. We have to also just remove this, and we don't want to generate now and then this. It's annoying, guys. I have to turn it off. Yeah, we are not interested that much to generate. Oh, it seems empty. We are generating empty data. That's for some, yeah, because why we can, for some reason when I was doing this, it's changed for, no, that should be like that, but data is actually should be, we have to extract the name, if you remember, yeah? And we should write here the name. And if also have to compare it with a name here. But maybe we are also interested to get the population, not just the name, just only the name doesn't make sense. So we have to have the population also. Yeah, so I have to do a population. Okay, good. Let's try it once more. Names is not defined. It's okay. So somewhere we didn't define it. Line 80. I told, yeah, because here it's wrong, because I have to say for C in data, then I can extract the name and the population. And also I have a condition, if C in the Scandinavian countries. Now it should maybe work. Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Sweden. Is it familiar to you?
Great.
Yes.
Great.
Oh yeah, so now you can work on this data, you can visualize it, you can do whatsoever you want. And let's have our break again, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 10 minutes of break there. Welcome back. I hope you enjoy this data exploration. We explore the country's data, and Femi asked me also to extract the countries, the Nordic countries information, and we did. Actually, you can change or visualize that also to, what am I doing here? Like this, but something I didn't show you here, guys. You can change this color. If you don't like this color, you can change it to something like this. I will show you, for instance, where did we create that? This is create countries bar graph. So when you pass XYZ, you can also pass color. The color could be, for instance, I can say salmon, a kind of salmon. I think the salmon might not be maybe light blue. Then I can say I have to, what was create countries bar graph. And let's see again. Well, as you can see, it's light blue now, and you can also change it to royal blue, or coral is actually a coral. It's a kind of a color, it's a kind of a salmon color. Now you have to just remove this first and see this. Oh yeah, so now as you can see, I managed to change it. You can add grid, you can do quite a lot of things. It's up to you, the limit is your imagination, so you can actually customize this. Yeah, but I think we will cover that in another lesson, so we don't need that today, at least if you are interested. But can we give a different color? That's another question. Yes, you can actually. How many countries do we have? Maybe I think it's for 10, but in that case, then we have to give 10 colors here. Maybe you have to go for this color, this color generator. There might be already some generator, or 30 days of React actually has some colors. That's really good. We can make use of that. RGB, how many colors am I interested? 10. So I can go, I can select this and try. Let's try what kind of color does it give us. And then actually you can just declare the color here, like this, color. I make colors actually because it's plural. So then you can pass that colors to the color. And then let's try what kind of, do we have some bug? It seems
maybe you need to close first.
What do I close?
Maybe you are still open.
I think I have removed it. Oh yeah, I didn't call the function, yes, because I commented out the function. Okay, let's try it out once more. RGB, yeah, maybe as you can see, invite RGB arguments. Why? Then maybe let's go for hexa, guys. We don't make it, that might be some kind of a challenge. Let's go for hexa color. Okay, just. Oh, that's related to indentation. And I destroyed it when I was. Yeah, it seems okay now. Yep, as you can see, different color is off. But when you have a reason, for instance, Femi asked me to display the Scandinavian countries, so you can change Finland to somehow blue, and Denmark with some kind of raiders, yeah, just a kind of white whatsoever with their flags and something. But now this is just random, yeah. But if you have any reason to make Russia maybe white and red, or Bangladesh with some green, Nigeria with some green, something, you can change it with a color. Okay, yeah, great. But I think one thing also what I have noticed, you can generate some dummy data from 30 days of React. As you can see, it has quite a lot of countries, maybe emails and numbers or countries. How many countries do you want? 10 actually. It just generates 10 countries for you. Or maybe countries, capital cities, or countries object as indifferent. And also person objects. So sometimes if you are working with data or if you are working with React, this is very important to generate some dummy data. Data is sometimes something you can't get, so you can just do something like this. Even numbers, just some numbers. But now you know some tricks here. For instance, range can do that. Okay, I think this is good enough, but I think now this is a pretty graph what we have with a different color. And let us move on to today's topic after, okay. Do you know the notes? Yeah. Last time we agreed to learn about Python type errors. Yep. And then we will talk about exception handling. And then also, okay, then CMD, I will talk. Yeah, so what you talk about first, let's do just open the Python. Yeah, Python is so great. And if I say, hi, Python, it works, right? Yeah, but how about if I write hi, Python and something, do you think it runs?
Error?
No.
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 Yeah. So as you can see, Python is so smart and it didn't run because it has a syntax error. What's the type of error? Syntax error. So we have different kinds of errors. So this is syntax error. How about if I just add 1 + 2? Of course, I have to get 3, but how about if I plus 1 plus instead of 2, something like this?
Type error?
It's an error again, but what kind of error is it? As you can see, type error. First we had the syntax error, but now type error. Okay, great. Now I have like A, I have 2. In A, I have 2. And maybe now I want to add total is equal to A plus B. What do you think this?
Undefined.
Yes, name error. Name B is not defined as you, yeah, so undefined in JavaScript, we call it undefined. And this is not also name error because this name is not known. Yeah, great. 1 divided by 2. Everybody knows this, right? It's going to be 0.5. How about 1 divided by 0?
Infinity.
Yeah, it's division error, as it is 0 division error. So it's impossible, yes, infinity or division error. Okay, now, for instance, I can also do 1 plus, maybe I can say 1 year plus 20. You know what? How about this? Again, as you can
Type
error again. Now let's move on to import math. You know this, right? I'm importing the math. Yeah, it works. But how about if I say import math? As you can see, module not found error. That means we are trying to import a module that doesn't really exist. Yeah, so module not found error. Okay, let's do from mat import pi, and I can say square root, and I can say taulu. How was it? I forget tau. And as you can see, I import those kind of. But how about if I say from mat import py? I'm making now a typo. It's lowercase, it's not uppercase. As you can see, import error. When I'm trying to import, cannot import name pi from mat, unknown location, because Python tried to look for pi and it was not found, and finally import error. This is the kind of errors that we may face now and then. If we understand the error we make, it's so easy to debug. Debugging is actually the process of finding the mistakes in your code. Yeah, that is debugging. And when you debug, what does that mean? For instance, I may say this one, yeah, it says A. I said B is not defined. Then what I should do, I can define B, maybe 10 or whatever number, and then I can run the code again. Now print total. So I debugged it. But what? Name print, okay. Print total. Yes. Maybe it's also good to check from the 30 days of Python, because 30 days of Python, it has a comprehensive list of the errors. So I have to make use of that. I made 30 days of Python, and I just go all the way of the type errors. And let's see what are the available type errors. Yeah, we saw this already, syntax error, because it needs, closing, as you can see. Yeah, but we didn't see that. Well, what was the error? Yeah, actually, we do the other way. So that is actually print, and I did hello world, if you see. This used to be correct in Python version 2.7, but now it's not anymore. So as you can see, it's a syntax error, and it's just missing parentheses in call to print. Do you mean print this? It's so leading to the answer. Yeah, so you can make use of that a suggestion or feedback. Our syntax error, so we saw it, and then let's see, print age. Yeah, for instance here, that's a very good name error. Just as you can see that all of a sudden what I tried actually just print name or age. So this name is not defined, it says. So it has to be defined first, okay? Then this is the process of debugging. So at age 25, then I'm printing it again, name error. So we saw that many times. Index error, that's really very good. Yes, sorry for instance, you have names, right? And 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I forgot to this 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you try to just, for instance, extract, the last index is at 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. If I just put the values 3 here, I will get 4, yeah? But if I just change this to 4, it's an index error because we don't have index 4, yeah? Index error. At the same time, I want to show you something. Do you remember, for instance, we can say, I can say tuple. This is the tuple I have. Do you know tuple? And maybe I have a name, my name, and last name. I can say Itai, and then this is a tuple. I may destructure this, okay? I can destructure first name, and the last name, and then I can pass the tuple, right? This is destructuring. If you go for first name now, yeah, first name, you should get my name, and if you go for last name, you should get my last name. But how about if I try to destructure also my age? There's no age actually. So this is also an error. Let's try. As you can see, value error, not enough values to unpack. Yeah, have you seen? Not enough values. So how can I fix that? For instance, I can just add additional value. Age, what's my age? Everybody knows. Could you please tell me? Yes. No one knows my age. Okay. Okay, so now again, I go for this. And then if I go for age, as you can see, it's 150. Yeah, let's go further. No module not found error. We have seen attribute error actually. Okay, when do we face this problem? Import mat.py actually, yeah. So as you can see, we printed this import mat. That's okay. Import, then you can say mat.py. Yeah, you can get the value, but by mistake, if you say pi, then we don't have an attribute or a key pi there, so attribute error. Similarly, you may face, for instance, user. The user is actually name, ASAP, and age. It's easy for me to write, and 250 according to 30 days of Python. Okay, now I may say user. If I say age, I have to get 250, right? How about if I say user name, and I have to get ASAP, right? But how about if I say user first name? So I may get an error, and it should say key error. I think, as you said, key error. So if you see key error, so that means you are trying to extract a key that doesn't exist. Yeah. So key error, we have seen it already. Type error, we have seen that. Import error, we have seen also that because from mat, import mat, or actually, yeah. Import error is a bit different than, for instance, import math. It's the module not found, and from math, import pi, it's okay. But if we change it to capital, yeah, import error. So we already tried that one. Value error, we have seen that whenever we try to convert, for instance, let me show you. If we try to convert this to a number, it's a value error. Yeah, for instance, if you try int 2.5 to an integer, we will get 2, right? Or int 9.81, you should get maybe 9, right? Invalid literal for int with base 10. Yes, invalid actually, value error. The reason why that should be first changed to a float. That's the yeah, now this is, we change that to a float, and this can be changed to an int. But actually a value error could be found also 2 plus 2 is also a value error, a type error. Yeah, actually it's a type because we're trying to add an integer with this string. So you may face different kinds of zero division. And now we have covered the different type of errors you may face while you are writing Python scripts. Great. And let me see other part that we may do. Okay, we can talk about date and time. The date and time is very, very important because everything is related to time. And also when it comes to data analysis, there is this called time series analysis. Okay, time series analysis based on time. It could be weather or different things. Let's go and see the importance of time. It could be about stock exchange or the price of cryptocurrency or the weather or whatsoever. So we calculate things based on the time. Okay, let's see, for instance, this graph just randomly from 1860 to 2020, I think global temperature anomaly. So as you can see, this shows us the global temperature. So there's a continuous rise of temperature from 1860 to 2020. Yeah, that's quite a long years of data collected, and this is time series analysis. And let's see also this temperature.
Sorry, I want to ask something.
Yeah.
In Excel, the Excel has a limited data it can accumulate when you're about to analyze the data. But does Python has limitation of the data, the volume of the data that it can accumulate or accommodate?
Did you say Excel?
I asked a question. Maybe I will break it down now.
Yeah.
For example, in my place of work, we used to use Excel and Python. Mm-hmm. But we discovered that Excel has the limitation of the number of the data it can accumulate when you analyze or when you want to extract the data, analyze them.
Yeah.
So then I want to know, you see Python also have the same thing or?
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, sorry for breakthrough.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, please remind me that I will ask you that. I will answer that question because it will just completely take me away from this. Let me finish this first. So now I'm explaining the use of time. So the use of time for you as a data analyst or data scientist or any person who is working with data is actually to make analysis based on time span. And it's really very powerful to predict the future and to see what was happening before. So time is very important, and we have to know how to handle time, how to parse time, and so how to also store time. That's the importance of time. Okay, now if you know time, then let's see how we make use of the time. Okay, I will come back to your answer, and if I forget, also please remind me. Okay, first let's have a look of time. Okay. This is how you import date time. And then usually to see the structure, the method you have inside the module, use the dir. The dir built-in function is so powerful, it tells you what you may get inside that module, and then you may do that. And then as you can see, we have another date time, like from pprint, import pprint, we have the same case here. So they have submodule date time. So I may print that, and I will call this time date.py, and from date time import date time. Great. Then actually, or how I even sometimes I forget also that. Then this is how you declare date time.now is actually the stamp, the time stamp. So now is actually date time.now. Now let's see what does that mean? Print now. You can just change now to current time or whatsoever, but now is really good for me. I like now. There's nothing like now. So this is the time I got. Yeah. So this time is actually, it's not easy to read. So we have to get closer to read, as you can see. Now day. So you get the day. So the day could be, for instance, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Let's see now, for instance, print now and the day. Yeah, so Yeah, actually the days are the date of the month. As you can see, today is the 11th of the month. So you can just extract it like this and print now dot month. And you can just extract like that. And it is actually July, not actually, it's June. So it's the 6th and print. Now, even you can just write dot and just wait for some time, and you can see the available attributes. I can say, for instance, hour and print now and minute. The minute, and let's see what we can see now. As you can see, 20 and 43 minutes. I think since we are running out of time and it will be also overload, this is also time is very important parameter when it comes to data analysis. We are going to parse the time that needs fresh energy to understand. So we should stop. So next week, what are we going to do for next week? I may just take from the previous. Notes.md. Yeah, so we've been talking about this. We don't, I think I can keep. So we're a bit behind the schedule. As you can see, we planned to see on the first week this NumPy and the pandas. That will not happen. So next week we will not do any exercise. We will focus on just the remaining parts. So I can just move this one, date and time, exception handling, file handling, and the regular expression. So this will be in the week. At the same time, as you have seen, we will work on data. Okay, we don't just learn only Python. For instance, when we are learning regular expression, we are going to clean textual data. Maybe we may do also some sentiment analysis using some natural language processing packages like NLTK or TextBlob or other packages. Out of the box, without understanding of machine learning, you can do a sentiment analysis of a text. Yeah, so next week, if you want to see in advance, just have a look before the lesson about this. And also maybe you can also revise what we have done. That's already good enough. Yep. So now I may answer your question of this Python and Excel. At the first place, I'm not good at.
Okay, good.
Yeah, at the first place, I'm not good at Excel, and I have abandoned Excel already 10 years ago because I had the chance to be introduced with Python. So I have been doing anything I want with Python. So I can't really tell much about the Excel part, but I can say something about Python. Python is very, very powerful. There's no limit. You can handle anything, no limitation. Of course, if the data is really too huge, yeah, it's like, it's hard to process it. So you have to find a kind of
or maybe let me just give you an example. Maybe you can talk it better. For example, when we run the experiments, so then we used to store the data, like to save the data with LabVIEW, like 5 minutes. Then the experiment may run for something like 4 to 5 months. So then at the end of each experiment, when we are about to analyze the data, so we extract the data, then we try to analyze it based on the graph, feature stuff. So, and if you look at the data store 5 minutes for some month like that, it's a huge number of data. So that's why I want to know the limit of Python. Maybe it can accommodate that such data.
So you're accumulating some data?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can I say something on the Excel capacity?
Yes.
Okay. In Microsoft Excel or in a spreadsheet can hold 1 million rows in a given worksheet. And it is about 16,000 columns. That's the capacity of the Excel, the maximum capacity in one worksheet. However, as you said, Asavina, Python has no limit on this regard. So as far as your data sources is there, Python can handle it regardless of the column and the row size. Excel is limited to that. In a given sheet, only 1 million rows and 16,000 columns only. So actually, we don't have such kind of data. There might be big data. That's another topic for
the reason why I said that, because we have some data like that when we run with Excel, it crashes. So there's no way we can go further with Excel. So sometimes we use hand-eye lab view to analyze some things based on that before we get to move to Python gradually. So that's why I asked that question.
Okay.
Yeah, if I may comment,
yes.
maybe you should have used some kind of SQL or no SQL database for storing it. And if it's like big data, then maybe you need something like Hadoop or things like that.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. Python is just to but still, if you have a large column size, it takes a long time to process for a Python also. Okay. For instance, when you do machine learning, neural network, artificial neural network, it takes a long time to deep learning. All those really needs a long time to process, and even with a normal CPU, it's somehow almost it takes like a day or two to process things. And usually, what they do, they use it GPU on Amazon server or Azure server. Those deep learning and machine learning processes, because it really needs high processing power. Yeah. So it's not only just a Python, it needs also a high processing power of the computer. If you have the vector size really big, the feature size big means if you have a big columns, that means big feature means big column. For instance, we are about to study a cancer. Okay, cancer. So there might be different properties of the cancer. Cancer might not have that much big dimension or big features. Maybe even you don't know what features means. Okay, feature means I think I have to first explain what a feature is. For instance, if I ask you to identify if a person is a man or a woman, so the feature is actually, maybe you may see the hairstyle. That's hairstyle is one of the feature, and the height, the body weight, and also other body structure. All those could be features. So we will have a long dimension or attributes or features. So in machine learning, usually we have long features, because whenever you have long features, you will be able to predict more precisely. Of course, sometimes whenever you have huge features also, that might also bring a noise. So the more features you have, the more processing time it takes. And when you have also some sub-layers of processing, that doubles the processing. For instance, if you have loops after loops after loops, many loops, nested loops. If you have a couple of nested loops, that also takes long time. and it depends, that also can be speed up the processing power of your computer. Yeah, so that is something you should have. If you have a very good computer that processes faster with a very good RAM, yeah, that is what you should consider. I think people who wants to work on data, it's good to have a very good computer with a good processing power.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, let's stop the recording.